Warnings in Parliament about the Traditional Courts Bill and Charles Taylor's lawyers to appeal long jail term. Good evening, I'm Greg House with your news at 6 o'clock. Parliament has been told that proposed legislation aimed at bringing traditional courts in line with constitutional values is flawed in a number of areas. Durban academic Professor Thandabantu Nhlapo says in South Africa power is separated between Parliament, the executive and the judiciary. He says this isn't reflected in the Traditional Courts Bill.
The senior traditional leader is legislator, administrator and judicial officer. When in the other world, those things are separated. There's the judiciary, there's the legislature, there's the administration.
Government says progress has been made in achieving goals set since President Jacob Zuma took office in 2009. That's according to a medium-term review by the Department of Performance Monitoring and Evaluation into 5 key priorities. Delivering his budget vote, President Zuma told Parliament that government is advancing in the fight against corruption.
Examples of actions include the theft of police equipment, interference with evidence secured for trials and outright assistance to criminals. Such elements undermine the good work of dedicated officials in the police courts and correctional services.
DA parliamentary leader Lindiwe Mazibuko was meanwhile heckled by ANC MPs as she urged Zuma not to stand for a second term in office. She challenged him in the National Assembly over his leadership and said he was often forced to give in to the ANC's allies. She said it was clear to every South African that the president's failure to lead has paralyzed his ability to govern. Former President Nelson Mandela made his first public appearance in months when he received the flame marking the centenary of the ANC in the Eastern Cape. It was presented to the 93-year-old former statesman by the ANC's national chairperson Baleka Mbete. She reminded Madiba how much the ANC appreciates his contribution.
You've worked very hard and we are very honored that this flame has entered this home. I don't know which is warmer, being around you and being around the flame. And with those words, I really would like to say thank you very much to the ANC and to people like you who've molded the ANC to be what it is, so that generations younger than yours will have this legacy that you've worked so hard for.
The KwaZulu-Natal Department of Agriculture has made an urgent call to pet owners in the province to have their animals vaccinated against rabies. The call comes after an 8-year-old boy and a woman died after being bitten by dogs in separate incidents. Department spokesperson Jeffrey Zikali.
There could be other cases that go undetected and unnoticed, and we plead with the community to take precautionary measures. If you have been bitten by a dog, report immediately to a medical clinic or to a nearby hospital or doctor or seek medical help before it's too late.
Lawyers for Liberia's former President Charles Taylor say they will appeal against the length of his sentence. He was sentenced to 50 years in jail by a UN-backed war crimes court earlier today. The appeal process could last up to 6 months. The top story at 6 o'clock, Parliament has been told that proposed legislation aimed at bringing traditional courts in line with constitutional values is flawed in a number of areas.